I'm sure that for most people, the first thing that comes to mind when they hear iceberg is the Titanic. Over 1,500 people lost their lives on April 15th, 1912, when the luxury ship crashed into an iceberg. But what is an iceberg? An iceberg is defined as a large mass of free-floating ice that detached from a glacier or ice sheet and carried out to sea. But what are glaciers and what are ice sheets? Let's start with glaciers. A glacier is a large ice mass. It is found on land and it is the most effective way of erosion. Ice sheets are huge ice masses that are at least 5,000 square kilometers and 1 mile high. Both glaciers and ice sheets are formed the same. They are formed by fallen snow that over many years is compressed into a large and thickened ice mass. So basically, the snow will pack onto itself and become very dense. The snow will then become a firn, and a firn is when the snow has gone through a consecutive year, so it has gone through the winter and the summer without it melting completely. And then after that, it has become glacier ice. Most of the Earth's fresh water is found in these large ice masses. Icebergs are made from glaciers or ice sheets. In order to be classified as an iceberg, the ice mass must be greater than 16 feet above sea level. It has to be between 98 and 164 feet thick and cover an area of at least 5,382 square feet. The icebergs consist of freshwater ice, pieces of debris, and trapped air bubbles. The combination of ice and the air causes sunlight shining on the iceberg to refract, coloring the ice spectacular shades of blue, green, and white. The blue means that the iceberg is old, while the green means that it is fairly young and it contains some algae. Only a small part of the iceberg are visible above the surface. Between 80 and 90% of icebergs are underwater. Icebergs float because they are lighter and less dense than the salty seawater. Now, the next time you hear the word iceberg, you won't think of a tragedy. Instead, you will think of how magnificent icebergs are, how they are formed, along with the variety of colors that they reflect.